beautiful gemstones. Welcome to, I almost said Thursday again, to Monday afternoon talk with myself and Ghostdragonzw. We once again came in without a plan, but that's okay. We'll just wing it. Thank you to Diane and Blue Crossroads, who are the people that are here so far. Hopefully we have some more gemstones come meandering on in throughout the stream. I hope you guys checked out the premiere. What was it this week? People who are deleted from existence. I really wanted to know what you guys thought about that, because it was like, okay, you know, some of them could be spectral. Hey, Mike. Some of them could be spectral, but then it's like, what about the people who like could have swore they knew someone that everyone else is saying didn't exist? Because this has happened to me before, and I know it's not spectral because I know the difference. Blue Crossroads got through with work early today. I'll be working all day, most likely. Let me bring them on in, and then I'm going to back myself out so I can blow my nose, and I'll be right back. Hey, Melissa Nicole.
Hello, everybody. I don't have much of a voice. It's been a long weekend, busy one. So how's everybody doing? Hello, Miss Bacon.
I got my new shirt that I got off Temu, the devilish shirt. And it's got the little slit here, and it's got the little slit in the sleeves, and I'm just loving it. And it's that really soft material too. So far, Temu has delivered. Takes a long time for the stuff to be delivered, but I'm excited because Mike, have a great day, because I ordered a whole bunch of other stuff, and they extended their free shipping sales and like half price sales. Like pretty much everything on the site is 50 to 90% off, and they extended it, and YouTube is supposed to pay me today, so I'll be able to go back in and get some stuff off my wish list. Smoochy chillin', Charlie. Diane, welcome. Witness protection voice. Oh, you guys are funny.
Okay, behave now. I'll come and get you.
So, yep, not much going on here. Hey, Salvador.
Hello, Salvador.
Oh, no, Melissa, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But for me, that's a long time because I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I get everything within 1 to 3 days for the most part, with the option of overnight in 90% of the cases. So for me, waiting 2 weeks is like waiting forever. I'm very impatient with most things. So it is a long time to wait, but it's totally worth it. I've got some really cool things coming. I wanted to try things like more than just the clothes. I think I ordered, if I didn't order it yet, I'm going to this really cool blonde wig with bangs, and it goes like all the way down to like past my butt. Contact lenses take. I can't wait. Like I am. Oh my God, guys. The nails I got from this place. First of all, look at these. These are off Amazon, but these actually might be Temu. But I got like 10 pairs of nails, and they're so awesome. And I got them for like 98 cents each. And they're the same ones I get off Amazon for like $5, $7, $8. So I was excited about that. Dargo, morning-ish. Yes, afternoon-ish. So I finally have the what some of you guys want. It was the Bat Mom Dargo, and someone else in the chat from Wednesday night won something. I don't know if you guys remember when I asked who likes Elvis, and I only expected to get like 1 or 2 replies. So I went back and I pulled a name out of everyone who said it out of the hat, and that person was like, no, you know what? I would rather this person have it. So now this other person that's kind of in there sometimes is going to be winning this other item. So all of that stuff, plus Tracy, and if you're listening, your book finally will be being put in the mail first thing in the morning, because I will have the money to ship it. And when I did have the money to ship it, I didn't have the shipping boxes and all of that stuff. So thank you. Still morning for you. It's 12:04 here. We're right out of the morning zone. I've got my phone right next to me because I am supposed to be getting rid of this cat this morning. The girl was supposed to pick him up on Friday, but I was super tired. I didn't sleep well. She was super tired and she had to work all day. So I was like, okay, let's do it tomorrow. And she's like, all right. And then I didn't hear from her Saturday. And then yesterday she was like, I don't know, for whatever reason. But she said she'll be here today, but I haven't heard from her yet. So I told my husband that if I didn't hear from her today, we're gonna have to figure something else out because the cat's got to go. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that he will be gone today. 9 a.m. there. Wow. Gotta love the West Coast. Ghosty, are you moved back home yet?
We go home. Everything's moving in Tuesday, so Giles will be there Tuesday night. And then I get to move Grandpa home Wednesday. Pops will be home Wednesday for sure. And then I will move back home Thursday or Friday, depending on how things go. I got a few things I need to do, but I didn't want to leave and undo my computer and everything Wednesday because I want to stream with Gemma. And I just figured I'd have the whole place to myself so it could be loud and obnoxious and everything while she tries to do readings. My voice is it's been a long weekend and a busy next couple of days, and it kind of took a toll on me. But yes, We're all happy. Grandpa Pops is having some issues with some things, but he'll be all right. We'll get it all figured out.
And you were only 6 minutes late. No sorries allowed. And Melissa Nicole, can I tell you that Rose Gal back in, I would say 2013, 2014, when I was going through my life savings, all of my modeling money and spending it on narcotics, I didn't have a lot of money left over to shop. So I did go on Rose Gal and I got most of my clothes from there. Now I haven't been on there since like 2016, but you know, I never had an issue with it. The only issue I ever found myself having with Rose Gal was sometimes their shoes were a little small. So I brought these hot pink, I might have them in my closet too. Hot pink, like 7-inch heels, sparkly, like the ruby slippers, only hot pink heels that I got on there that were the right size. Yeah, they've been around for a long time, at least since then. And I believe my friend John used to order me stuff from there back like 2009, 2010. They've been around for a while. But yes, that's where I got all my clothes from in my addiction. And, you know, Dargo, I did notice that because when I send out just like a spray in the little pink boxes I have, it cost me like almost $10. Just a spray and maybe an oil roller. When I send out the big boxes filled to the brim with all different kinds of stuff, it costs me like $14. You know, so it actually is a lot better to do it that way. Which is why when you guys pay for like a box or when you pay for the spirituality sessions, I always send like a giant box filled with a bunch of stuff. And the reason is because, well, number one, I want to send you guys this stuff. Number two, it's a lot of stuff you guys will need to get through the 6 weeks we're working together and going forward. And also because I get to send a whole bunch of stuff and it doesn't cost me much more than if I sent just a small box. Oh, good. Ghostdragonzw saw a housewarming gift perfect for you at the Ren Fest. Be looking out for it heading your way. Our Renaissance fair doesn't come until September around here. What a month you're having it. And I feel like I could probably say same. So, just so you guys are aware, my second book, Encounters with Evil, the cover is going to be changing a little bit where my name is only on it. Not my idea, but the other person doesn't want their name on it anymore for whatever reason. So even better, just my name. So if you guys see it on like Amazon, it is still my same book. It'll just say Gemma Jade instead of both of the names. You guys are all full of awesomeness. Smoochie, I missed a little bit of what you're saying here.
Yeah, I did too.
Sasquatch peeps live there. Oh. Yeah, I always thought I belonged more on the West Coast than the East Coast, but now that I'm older, I'm really not so sure.
West Coast is so screwy.
And I wish we could at least email, but I feel like whenever it's like you and Darling Deb for some reason, and a couple other people, not, you know, maybe like a handful of people, whenever I respond, you guys don't get it. So I don't know if it goes to your spam folder or what's happening there. At first I thought it was a thing with my email, but turns out it's not, because I even paid for a terabyte of storage across my emails. So there's no way it's on my end, but I don't see why it would be on your guys' end either. So I think that it's just going to spam. So I want to ask you guys, skunk apes in Florida. Yes, I know that from Bigfoot and on. Oh, nice. Baby UFO. That's a good thing, right? A local doggy adoption agency is having adoption day at a local block party. So I got cleaned out. Only 12 dogs left. It's like vacations. I used the time to repair all of the kennels. You are so good.
That's awesome.
You
That
are
is
so
awesome.
good.
You want another dog? We'll give you a puff. He's driving us nuts.
Yeah, that's so weird, Anna, because Darling Deb was having the same issue, and she was like, I'm like, I really honestly don't know, because I do respond, and then I respond with my phone number for texting, which makes things a lot easier, but because I've been wanting to talk to you for a really long time now, especially about the owls. We have other people ever since Thursday night, which thank you guys for listening intently to me. YouTube is limiting the monetization for that video, saying it's inappropriate and for ad content or something. I don't know what I talked about that was inappropriate. I talked about spirituality and being peaceful and raising our vibration. And I tried to keep everything in the hypothetical, or like it was a dream state. So I really don't know. I don't know what YouTube is doing, but that's why I depend on donations so much to you guys. I don't know what is going on with YouTube anymore. And I just feel like I don't have the time to learn a new platform and then to expect all y'all to go over to that platform too.
I'll teach you how
what I
to
mean?
do that. I'll teach you how to do that. So you can at least put videos on another platform, because you can get money off of Rumble. And you can get tips off of Rumble too.
Hey, Layla and Gaz, John, long time no see. So nice of you to stop in. Coyote, huh? Gulf Coast. I don't know where that is.
That's down south, honey.
Down south. Oh, yeah. I love Florida. I mean, I've only been to Disney, but I love Florida. So, guys, what do you all think? I don't know if you all caught the premiere, but I've been waiting to hear your opinions on this. What about the end of the video that I just did? I was talking about people who were deleted or possibly deleted from reality by some kind of like overlord or whoever it may be that runs this matrix we're living in. Just say that that's what it is, right? I'm not saying whether I don't 100% believe it, but I don't 100% think that it's not real either. So have any of you ever had that? When it came up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. This is awesome. I got really excited in the video, because have you ever remembered somebody like maybe that you went to high school with or something, and you know, you go to like your high school reunion and you're like, where's so-and-so? And everyone's like, who? And you're like, Bob Jones, you know, where? And everyone's like, we didn't go to school with anyone with that name. And you like go to get the yearbook and you're like, yeah, his picture's right here. Oh. Then you're like, remember his sister's name was Beverly Jones? And like, Beverly Jones is an only child. You know, did that ever happen to you guys? That happened to me so many times.
It's happened to me.
Thank you, Diane.
Am I really talking that soft? Okay.
I can hear you.
It doesn't feel like my voice is carrying.
Yeah, and I really feel like I'm not saying it's a good thing that people are doing evil to each other, but I want Melissa Nicole, that's where I was going with that. But I want you guys to understand that the higher the collective's vibration is, and the more people like us out there helping others become more spiritually aligned, helping others become more enlightened and moving on to their spiritual paths, the more the quote unquote darker forces are also going to step up their game and activate the sleepers and things like that. And I do want to talk about the Mandela effect. But one more thing I want to say, someone asked me really great questions the other day. I was doing a private chat with one of my clients, one of the people from in here, and he said, well, if you believe you only go to hell if you think that you're going to hell, which is a statement I've made many times because that's what I've been taught and what I know from spirit. That's not me saying there isn't a hell. I'm not saying hell doesn't exist, guys. It does exist. So he's like, well, how come people, go to die and they have near-death experiences and they go to hell? Well, there's a few reasons for that. And I just want to make this clear because a couple, and I know I'm all over the place, but I always am. You guys going to be used to that by now. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, they were convinced they were going to hell. That doesn't happen that often, though. Normally, like, once you die, you see the light, you realize you're not going to hell, and you get to go into the light, okay? And heaven is what you make of it. Another reason, though, is if you die with not a lower vibrational or negative attachment, if you die with some sort of demonic attachment, the number one way I see this, the number one way, always, not every addict, not every alcoholic, but a lot of them, if you die with a demonic attachment, and you don't just have to be an alcoholic or drug addict, but those are the people, like I tell you guys all the time, I'm open with you guys, I love you guys. My dad has what I call an addiction demon attached to him, and he refuses to listen to me. He calls it my artard mumbo jumbo, and what I have to do is call him and tell him, Daddy, I had a dream that you had it, and then he'll be like, oh my God, really? My Irish Catholic father will then believe me. But if someone dies like that, it isn't always, but it is possible for the demon to take your soul. But it's not an eternal thing. The more you remember God and love and light, if you're able to feel those things even while being tortured, eternally tortured, you guys, I don't know if you ever heard the stories that a literal hand will come in. I wanted to see that. Hold on, Stephen. A literal hand will come in and swoop them out of hell. That's the hand of God or creator. You don't have to call it God, but it is what it is. Okay. So those are just a couple of reasons. I also believe that people who had very quick near-death experiences didn't have enough time to experience heaven. And I feel like they were being shown where they would have went had they not, it was part of their life review to like, thank goodness you did A, B, and C, because this is where that demon would have taken you, things like that. I don't think they had enough time to get to the heaven part. That's exactly the reasons. And I've gotten a lot of emails about that, which is why I wanted to address it. I want to talk about the Mandela effect and to hold that thought. Yes, Melissa, listen, that's not what I'm saying. I am a recovering addict. I was a hardcore addict, and I was convinced I was going to die in my addiction. And I was okay with it. I was like, that's cool, But I'm not saying that God or the creator has in any way given up on these people. What I'm saying is they attract these types of demonic entities. The thing is, to be more aware, even in your addiction, of the kind of energy you're picking up. You can be an addict and still make room for spirituality. I'm not saying that just being an addict makes you have a demon, but addicts are more susceptible because the drugs do bring you to, most of the time, a lower standard of living. You're not really living in the light. So it's in no way, shape, or form saying that by default, if you're a drug addict, you're going, that's going to happen to you. I hope not, because I've lost 2 of my kids' fathers last year, my best friends, to addiction. I know that they didn't go that route because I've since seen them. Recently, one of them finally showed up in a full-bodied instead of just mocking me in my head, jokingly. But that's what I mean. We are more susceptible to bringing these energies in, and they don't kill us per se, but they will influence us to make very bad and terrible decisions, which then brings our soul level down, which then and that's kind of the chain reaction. It's not by just by basis of being addicted that you would have one of these demons. But I do see them walking around. If I see one of these things, I don't care who you are. I don't care if I don't mean this blasphemously, but I don't care if you're Mother Teresa. If I see one of these things, these specific demons attached to you, you're an addict to me, because I've never seen them with anybody else. Never. I saw one episode of Dead Files where there was one attached to a little girl who couldn't have possibly been an addict. The father had been an addict, brought the thing in. The mother swore to God that she wasn't addicted to her painkillers. And Amy Allen, I respect her, because she said, listen, you know what the deal is. You know why this thing is still here. And the mother started crying because she probably was. Ding Dong Panther Tube, what is up? Alcohol spirits for a reason. Yes. So let me, Ryan, what's up? I don't know if I said that already, because I'm just, and it says, I've done so well. Excuse me. I've done well so far at keeping everyone calm through the things that have been going on, but I feel drained, so drained, like I'm anemic or something. Number one, anemia is very common in light workers. Very, very common. What's up, Eris? So I wouldn't be surprised if you were. Number two, honey, you have to remember there's only so much you can do. Okay. I know we feel an obligation and a sense of responsibility, not only to the collective and to each other, but to our loved ones, to make sure they're on the right path and they're staying calm. But you know what? When it gets to the point where it's draining you, that's when you have to take a step back and be like, listen, I'll give them the tools, but I have to step away from this. That is not selfish. And I know we're going to see it as selfish, but it's not selfish. I am anemic a lot of the time. I'm not always anemic, but I notice when I'm doing more light work, when I have several clients at once, that's when I start, and when I need the blood transfusions and things like that. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. So one more thing I want to discuss here before we move on to the next topic is, what do you call it? The Mandela effect. So I've been wanting to cover the Mandela effect for a while. But I wasn't sure how or where that would fit on my channel because of what I talk about. So, yeah. But now that it's kind of come up, like Melissa, you even said, could it be part of the Mandela effect? That's what I'm wondering. So I'm going to dig a little deeper, rather than the old, did the Monopoly guy wear a manacle or not? What is it? Manacle? Mandible? Manacle? This is a mandible. This is a manacle. Okay.
Manacle.
I want to try to go a little bit deeper on the subject. Aunt Edna, then take one. Smoochie. My clean day is December 21st, 2018. Right around August, September of 2019, I woke up and there was hair all over my bed and there was bald spots all over. If you guys can see, right in here, never grew back, but I had patches like that all over my head. And Smoochie, I went to the doctor. I'm like, we thought it was alopecia. And I'm like, no, I still have eyebrows. I just, shaved them and missed one time when I was high. So doctors couldn't get to the bottom of it. And then once they finally did a whole thing of blood work, they saw that I was B12 deficient and was in fact losing my hair. B12 can do a number on you. Oh gosh, Ryan, yeah, it's crazy because my whole life, I've been surrounded by spirit. Okay. Being a physical medium, they've been with me for, since probably before as long as I can remember. Right. I remember my 4th birthday party is my first real memory. I got my little purple bike with the training wheels and the big basket on the front. It was purple and I loved it. That's my first memory. But, and Stephen, I want to ask you a couple questions too. But I'm sure I was seeing them way before that. I was always a weird kid, like always. But up until 2019, yes, I had family. Goodbye, Dargo. Have a great day. 2019, like, yes, I had family that passed away. Yes, I had people I knew that passed away, but it was nobody that I was so close with that I would grieve. You know, that I'm not one of those people that cries just because someone passes away, because I know what's on the other side and it doesn't hurt me. I'm like, okay, they're out of suffering, they're out of pain. I'll probably see them next week. You know, I would never, of course, say that to those who are grieving, but that's my take on it. Then it was like, you know, 2022 was like January 23rd. Damien's father, who I'd been friends with since I was 12 years old, and we just happened to have a kid with, friends with him all the way up through to his death. Spoke with him a week before he died. Or no, the night before he died. 2 nights before he died. It was like I talked to him, then he died, then they found him. So he died on the 23rd of January. February 13th, my stepfather, who raised me, and he was with my mom for 32 years, whom she known for 46 years, passed away of vid-related complications. And then in July, the guy who used to come into Wednesday Night Oracle, call me Mr. Flintstone, his name was Billy. You know, we spent some years together and had a pretty good relationship, but it was based on addiction. He went, and his parents never told anybody. They just buried him. He passed away in some hotel in Ohio, and I thought that his body was stuck there, and I thought that an edema addiction was stuck to him, and I was panicked. And finally, like 3 days ago, it didn't happen, which is good. It hits harder when it's somebody you chose to be in your life. Yes. So Stephen, I'm not sure, where do the missing Mandela people go to heaven or hell? Well, Scott, it really honestly depends on the person, and that's just assuming that they're deceased. I mean, what makes you think that the missing Mandela people are deceased? I've channeled before. That's, like I said in the video, I have my own theories based on information that I've channeled about, like, a lot, not all. I'm never talking about 100% of the people, but a lot of the people are walking into portals. There is a new Earth-ish experiment being done by a group of extraterrestrials, and some people are being pulled into there. There are portals to other alternate dimensions. It has nothing to do with really how you die, where you go. It has to do with the state of your soul, your beliefs, unless you have a demon attached to you. And again, it has to be, well, we call them demons. I wouldn't necessarily call them that, but demons. It's like, I lost my thought.
You were talking about demons.
Yeah, if you have one attached to you, you know, I don't know really how you would know. I think that's a lot of the reason why some people can feel something's off, but so many addicts and alcoholics pass away with these attachments. It's because they can't feel the energy shifts as much.
Right.
Jarvis!
Which you call low vibration. After seeing a demon face to face, it was a demon. I don't care what anybody says, it was a demon.
I don't think they were raptured. I think they're on another plane. Well, I'm not saying demons don't exist. I'm just saying they're not necessarily what a lot of people think that they are, but they're ancient, they're evil as heck, and they come from hell. So let's just call them demon.
That's good.
I don't think anyone's been raptured yet.
You never know.
Low vibration, not demons. Demonic energy is a lot lower than a low vibration, though.
A lot lower.
Yeah. Baby UFO, yeah. I'll go explore the galaxy when I go. Earth is infested with humans. And we can do that. Oh, the Mandela people. Yeah, the people who are kind of just, woof. I believe.
You gotta think it'd be like a purgatory, or they've been put somewhere else.
I believe, from what I understand, or from what I understood that was told to me, is, like I said, there is a specific race of extraterrestrials. I'm not really sure what they are. that are doing a sort of new Earth experiment, and people are turning around to Ben. I don't know how they're being chosen. I don't know if it's luck of the draw. I don't think it is. I do think that there is a connection between these ETs and these people. What's up, Diesel girl? Nice to see you. And they turn around the bend and they go through, and at first they don't realize, like, they're just going about their life with all of these false memories, not realizing. And then eventually, though, and pretty soon after they go through this, within a day or two, it will hit them and they'll panic. But the problem is there's no way for the ETs or whoever's running the experiment to get them back through without them dying. So they have a choice to make. And over time, they are able to be worked on to forget this life here. Very close to the known reason, considering what I'm aware of. I love the SSS stuff. Well, that's what I channeled directly from some ETs. And from one or two of the people, and I don't ever use names because I worry about the families, you know, maybe they don't believe in this and it could be considered disrespectful. But one or two of the people who were part of the missing phenomenon in the woods that were found dead, that's what they said. It was like they couldn't handle it. They didn't care about, you know, it's like some of them can't be worked on, like their minds can't be like deleted over time, like a lot of people's, like their memories, and they just couldn't let go of this life here, but they couldn't go back through without dying, but that they made the choice.
Deborah Harry was raptured.
I remember when I was younger, I was in high school, and I didn't listen to Blondie. I listened to Blondie, but I didn't know the name of the lead singer because I just started listening to them. And my friend, I was friends with all guys, of course, and my one friend, Steve, I had a bunch of friends named Steve in my life, but my one friend, Steve, I'm like, oh, come on, tell me, who do you have a crush on? You know, I'm like a 14-year-old girl. And he's like, her name is Debbie. And I'm like, Debbie who? Debbie who? And he's like, Harry. I'm like, oh, I think I know her. And I'm like naming all these girls in our class. And he was a year ahead of me, so I'm naming all the girls in his class. And I cannot picture who this girl is for the life of me. And he had me going for like 2 months. I'm like, show me who she is. So finally I pulled out a yearbook. I'm like, dude, there's no Debbie Harry in our school. And then he's like, yeah, that's because she's the lead singer of Blondie. I was like, I hate you. There are good beings in every race. I wonder what percentage is like 70% bad and 30% good with demons. No, demons are all, there are no good demons though. They're like the exception. Like Melissa just said too, there's always an exception. Demons are, well, it really depends on what you think of as demon though, because a lot of people think that ETs are demons, that they're the fallen. So if you look at it that way, then, you know, you have like a 50-50 shot of, you know, I believe it's more about the energy you're drawing to you by the way that you behave, the way that you treat others, the way you care for yourself, you know, can really lower or raise your vibration. It really depends. I'm not sure where I stand with that yet because I've seen actual demons and they don't look like ETs, but then again, I don't know every single race of extraterrestrial out there in the galaxy, right? How do I know that the little gargoyle things that I normally see attached to people are the gigantic, tall gargoyle things they always look like a gargoyle thing or some decrepit, grotesque thing. How do I know that's not a race of extraterrestrial? I don't. So I can't really say. I can say that it's, to me, it's kind of a wild theory, but it's definitely one I would love to research more. I don't believe we are the offspring of the fallen, but I do believe hybrid programs. It really depends, again, like which school you come from, like what your beliefs are. I don't believe we're the offspring of the fallen because I believe we're all connected to source. We are the offspring of the creator or the universe or goddess or God, whatever you choose to believe created humanity. Ryan, I just don't know. I mean, demon on earth, think of it this way too, though. Demon on earth means something bad because of our Christian and Catholic versions of demons, right? Hell demons. That's why you usually in videos, if I have to mention demons, I will say hell demons, because you don't know if they are, maybe they are demons, but they're not bad. You know, we have this idea of demons, that is, demons are evil, but maybe they aren't all. If they're, I mean, I just don't know, you know.
I don't think ETs are demons. I think ETs are just products of the fallen angels that were able to leave Earth before the flood. That's just a theory I have, because see, not all things were bound to Earth. Some of the fallen angels were able to leave. That's why you see in Aztec writings these beings flying in ships and stuff that don't look like ships. That's just a theory I have. So, but no, I don't think ETs are demons, but I think they're a product of the fallen angels that left Earth. That's just my theory, and only my theory. Oh, I'm sure there's other, I know there are other people that think
That's
the same.
why I love this. You know, I want to bring you guys a safe place for everyone to discuss what they believe, because unless it comes to spirit and the afterlife, and even then I don't have all the answers, but I do have a lot more answers than I do about extraterrestrials and about the definition of a demon. To me, when I say you have a demonic attachment, to me that's a hell demon.
Yes,
but I mean, I don't know where it comes from. I don't follow it. You know, who knows?
I wouldn't want to follow some of the ones I've seen.
Baby UFO, that's very interesting. The Sumerian texts and the Emerald Tablets and the Epic of Gilgamesh all say we were developed by the Anunnaki King's order. The fallen were later to watch us.
Yep.
Smoochie, I think in a lot of cases, that's definitely true. I don't think in, you know, every instance of history, but I think with the important stuff, I believe, I don't know if it was,
a lot of history has been hidden from us.
I think it was a lot of lying. I was just going to say lying by omission. And I do believe, and I don't mean this offensively, you guys have the right to believe whatever you want. I'm a Christian. I'm proud of being a Christian, but I do believe, even like with the Bible, a lot of it was tampered with, rewritten, and recreated to keep us more in line. And that's just my opinion. And I'm not trying to get conspiratorial. And I love you guys no matter what you believe. I don't care what you guys believe in. You're still my people. If I know 100% you're wrong, I'll try to steer you on the right path. But it's really not my job to do that either. It's your job to understand. And Anna says,
yes.
Just watch the show where the guy said God cursed the women of the fallen to the sea. They were taught the secrets of heaven. So did they perish in the flood? The flood, see, this is why I want to do spiritual videos on this channel, because the flood is something that I have really been wanting to talk about for a long time, because the flood did not go down the way it says it did in the Bible. I have personally channeled Noah on purpose, never thinking I was going to be able to do it. And wow, the information is so different. And the reasoning is so different. And, you know, I'm still in the middle of that research. I don't know, Stephen, if you...
Yes. They believe that when the earth flooded, it wasn't totally flooded, because there were still great mountains, and you were able to still dig into the earth and survive the flood, which a lot of them did. A lot of people believe that's what some of the Nephilim did. They went to the inner earth to survive the flood. That's why you hear things about the ant people and some of the native stories and stuff. These people were hidden away and able to hide away from the flood. But see, that's all theory and conjecture. I mean, I just have a ton of theories, because that's hidden history and stuff like that was one of my major research subjects. And yes, the reset is a very real thing, and it's happened a couple times.
Melissa, yes, there was definitely a flood, but it didn't go down the way most religions say or report that it did. John Noel, what's up and welcome. I don't know about the reset. It's not something that I've heard about, but it's definitely something I'd be willing to look into on top of everything else that I'm doing, because I've heard it mentioned quite a few times. And I don't like to be so ignorant to what we're talking about in chat. I will say that there is like a lot more timeline jumping happening as well. And we're not aware that that's what we're doing. And I believe that that could be some of the reason for why we remember, oh, now I know who you are. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. That could be some of the reason why we remember like Joe Bob Smith in high school and nobody else remembers him, because we've since timeline jumped, elevated ourselves to a higher plane of existence. And now we're moving in a different direction. And Edna, drive safely. And I don't know, you can try to hit me up through email again. It's very frustrating when it just doesn't seem to work. But you can also text me. I'm pretty sure you have my number. Diverted away. It didn't destroy the Chinese civilization. There was a great flood, guys, absolutely. But
and it's even told in the Chinese history that there was a great
throughout religions.
Yeah.
But like I said, it happened very, very, very differently. Scott, I will tell you guys about the flood, but I'm not going to do it now with 20 minutes left in the stream. It's going to take a lot. I want to start doing spiritual videos, but I'm not sure I'm prepared for the bullying that I'm going to take from the trolls, but I think I'm just going to, you can find a lot of information about it on YouTube. Most of it's accurate. Well, I wouldn't say most of it. Some of it's accurate, but I'll put out a video. I'll put out a video talking about it because I do want to move into, and I'm not going to stop doing the paranormal stuff that I already do. I tried that already, and some people got like really angry, and I lost a lot of subscribers. But I want to add some spirituality videos on top of it. The reasoning for the flood, how everything turned out, that there were people who did go underground, certain civilizations and races. It wasn't really a let's wipe out humanity because they made me angry type deal. Again, that's the wrath of God, right?
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. And I think most of you guys that are in here right now are, do feel that way. And I think that I need to start focusing more on that than on the, 10 or 15 people that are going to come at me about it. And YouTube's probably going to, limited monetize those videos, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, who was that? Smoochie, the air bubble thing. One of the Friday night or Saturday night streams when I get situated, I have a video I want you to see that I got clear. This guy's giving me the okay, Gemma, so you don't have to worry about me getting copyright.
Do you have it in writing?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, if you get it in writing, you're good.
Anyways, he has a very interesting video about some people who talked about how it's a flat earth and we're all living on these little bubbles on this flat plane. It's weird. It is really weird. And I thought, and people don't believe it, but these people say that people from inside Earth told them this. And I'm like, okay. But anyways, it's an interesting concept. You might get a kick out of it.
Well, if you could believe that I speak to deceased spirits, right? Then you can, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to believe that some being from inside the earth came to someone else. I don't own the corner of the market, and you guys all seem to, for the most part, believe in me and what I say. I've proven myself time and again, but I don't feel like I really had to. I kind of accidentally proven ourselves. And I don't believe that we are the only giants. We may be the giants to some species of beings. A lot of them probably. Scott, just keep an eye out for the video, or if you want my email, just email me so I can have your email address and I can email you privately until I put the video out, because it is really interesting stuff. It's a lot of information, but I actually, I'm excited that you guys are interested in it, because then I can put out a video on it and know that the information is going to be put out there. And again, it's all subjective. You guys don't have to believe anything that I say. You just come here to hang out, and it doesn't matter to me. And it's not because I don't care, really. I do care, but everyone is allowed their own opinion. That's what's so great about, this world, or we all should be, and I'm certainly not trying to force anyone to see things the way that I see them. The floods deluge has happened multiple times. What's up, OG community?
Thank you.
In fact, one of the veiled realms of the unseen is completely flooded and overpopulated, boats upon boats. Interesting. Tell my grandma I still have her Radio Shack calculator I stole from her in 1981. I will, because if you're in there on Wednesday, more than likely, now that you said that, your grandmother will probably come through with a comment about the Radio Shack calculator. However, I usually push those aside because that's not what I'm there for, unless it's something really detrimental, which hardly ever happens. They usually choose a more quiet time to come through for you guys. And then I'll deliver the messages. But now that you said that, more than likely grandma is going to come between now and then. And depending how she was in life is how she will be in spirit for the most part.
Oh, can I say something real quick before I forget it? Somebody sent me a Godzilla mystery box. I don't know who sent it, but it's got a Godzilla. It came in the box, came with a big, I'll show it when I got it at the house. It showed up at the house. Next Wednesday, one of the weekends, I'll show it. It came with a Godzilla blanket, a Godzilla Roman noodle bowl with the chopsticks and Godzilla's on it, a coffee cup that changes from Godzilla to not just standing there roaring.
That's so cool.
And it came with a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah. I don't know who sent it. I thought it was you, but it's not you.
No.
So I want to thank, if any of you did it, thank you. I don't know.
Atlantis was a real place, and we're trying to get back to, we as a collective, are trying to get back to the state of Atlantis. But Atlantis had its flaws as well, as did Lemuria. And in fact, they went to war, which is why those civilizations, which is why Lemuria still exists, but in secret. I believe it's Mount Shasta, and I did cover that, but a long time ago. And why Atlantis is underground, but that doesn't mean or not underground, underwater, but that doesn't mean they don't exist underwater. It's just beyond what we can see. So when we find like maybe a wreckage that might have belonged to Atlantis, that's just what our human earth eyes can perceive. If you can look beyond that veil, you will probably see the entire city down there. There are things going on under our oceans. I can talk for hours and hours. But we have no way of really proving it because we can't get down there. How do we know what's lurking down there? Or if there's not a portal to other dimensions down in the depths, we can't get there.
You got to remember too, some of that under the ocean was actually above ocean at one time. So
Melissa Nicole, I want to go there. Atlantis is under the desert in Africa. I've never heard of that, but
yes, that's a theory now.
When you guys say these types of things, I always make mental notes, and then when the stream ends, I write them down because they are things, for the most part, that I'll research in my private time and then eventually end up bringing to you guys. That would explain why we never found it. But I don't believe Atlantis exists on this plane, though. I believe even if you dug and dug and dug and dug and dug and dug and dug, you are not going to get to where the species that live inside of the earth live because they're in a different dimension than us. So if Atlantis is there, it doesn't matter how far under the African desert you go. Until you hit the core of the earth, you're not going to find it because they're on a different plane because they're vibrating at a different frequency. Blue Crossroads, definitely. Nature has a way of developing entities size in proportion of their surroundings, living conditions, and proportionate to the gravity of the area. I believe there are actual, like Goliath. I believe Goliath, I don't believe was an actual giant. Okay. I believe a Goliath was just a lot taller than anybody else was back then, which I guess could be considered a giant. But as far as like a race of giants, I'm not sure I believe that. But I do believe there is a race of giants. that live in the mountains. I'm not sure, which mountain it is. Probably all of them. I believe that's also Shasta, though, where they're constantly seeing the giants. And I've even seen some pretty compelling YouTube footage that showed somebody capturing giants.
Actually,
As a matter of fact, it's on my list to cover giants.
There's 3 videos. There's one up north, and the guy disappeared. There's a video in India where these people are watching a mountain, and this huge person is literally walking on top of the mountain. And then there's another video of the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 videos down though. Like I keep a list of what I'm going to cover next as my research goes. And then I'll, cover it every once in a while. If you guys really ask me for something, I'll throw it in, I'll move it, or I'll just put it in before whatever's next. But giants are real encounters with giants, or encounters with real giants, however I'm going to word it, is on the list as I move more toward spirituality and the paranormal. So many people just want the paranormal. They want to hear about the spirits I speak with. And I actually gave you guys an opportunity to ask questions to some of the spirits that I've said that I've channeled, but I didn't receive any in the last 2 weeks. That's why we didn't talk about that today. It's not because I didn't want to.
You can leave questions on Facebook too.
It's because, I don't use Facebook Messenger at all.
No, I mean, in post, like say, okay, make a post saying, leave us a question you would like to ask us.
Yeah, but you have to understand with my Facebook, as you know, normally when I post the video on Facebook, that's when I end up getting trolled. There are a few people on my Facebook who are only there to report back to my husband things that they think I'm saying, wearing, doing, thinking, feeling that are inappropriate. And there are people who are very jealous, some of them in my own family, who want to make my life hell and attack my live streams. So that's why
That's true too.
That's why I don't really do Facebook. But, I made a list, some of the Texas Killing Field killers. I believe it was also Jack the Ripper, the Black Dahlia. There were a few others I put on that list that I had come across that I had channeled.
Actually,
red hair. That's what I keep hearing.
You're right on the nose on that one too, because they're also finding them in, I believe, India and China too. That they believe that the red hair giants had roamed there too.
Okay.
Sorry about that. My voice stopped.
No, not you. No, I was looking up how tall was Andre the Giant, and it gave me meters, and I was like,
actually, I've met Andre the Giant. He was almost 8 foot when he passed. No, he was 7.
No,
he was
7
6,
feet.
Yeah, he was 7 foot something.
No,
he wasn't.
You want to know how tall he was?
Yeah, because I've met him.
He was 7'4".
Okay, yeah, I knew he was on 7 or 8.
Oh my God, Smoochie, why? Yeah, 7'4". I know Ray's 6'5", and he's like gigantic to me. I'm 5'6", but he's like super duper tall to me, and I can't imagine anyone taller. It's like, whoa.
Andre was a super nice guy. See, my dad's dad worked for the railroad, and all the wrestlers in the day would come in through the railroad. And some of those guys existed back in the day, still up till Andre's day. So when they'd come to Columbus here, they would invite Dad, and we would get to go and stand back in this background by the locker rooms and where they dressing rooms and stuff, and talk to wrestlers in and out as they come in and out. There was nice guys, and there were some real jerks too. But that was the day. That was long. My little brother was a big time into wrestling, so was my dad. I wasn't that big into it. Andre was a character though, and he was a big drinker too.
I don't want to say most WWF or whatever the letters are were, but I think back in the day a lot of them were. So hold on, yeah. I want to write down a couple points for research. So we've got the flood. You guys want to hear about the flood?
Oh man, you were. Roddy was a nice guy
Rowdy,
too.
Roddy Piper.
He's the one that came to chew bubble gum and raise hell, but he didn't have no bubble gum.
Okay, hold on. Red Giants. I wrote red-eyed giants. Red-haired.
Red-eyed giants.
Eye of Africa. That's what I was looking for. Africa and
Atlantis.
Under desert? Question mark.
You might want to look into the hollow earth theory too. That's really interesting.
What were you guys saying before about the air bubbles? Living on air bubbles?
Flat earth, kind of the living under a dome deal. People call it an air bubble. The dome and the air bubble is pretty much the same concept.
Okay. I'll check it out, guys. All right, let me give you guys a few things before we end here. First of all, thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out. All of the new names I saw in here. I do appreciate you guys. Scott, email me and I will gladly speak to you privately about the flood stuff if you're really that interested. I just didn't have enough time here to get into the whole thing and then field questions. I would probably need a 2 to 3 hour video for that, unless I break it down into a pre-recorded. Smoochy, keep me posted on little Wolfie boy, okay? Please, yes, please. We're sending love and light to Smoochy's grandson, little Wolfie. And yes, that is a part of his real name, Wolf. I think that's so awesome. Check out the description box, guys, for ways to donate. If you pledge $20 or more to Patreon every month, you get a free personal intuitive oracle reading from me for as long as you make the donation this month in May. For June, or if you want it from this part of May, whenever you send the donation through this part of June, I can do that too. If you want to specify, if you send $20 to PayPal or CashApp, half price reading, so $20. Plus, that's a general remote reading. All right, the spirituality sessions, the video chats, the all of the things that I sell that I handcraft and create myself. If you want information on any of that stuff, some of it's in the description box, but you can email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Get on those half-price readings, guys, because once June comes, they're going back up to $40, and that's for the general remote. I do others, with face-to-face through video chat and things like that. Also, links for my books, Missing the Fae Theory, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories by Gemma Jade, Gemma Jade only. Because I'm the one who wrote it, and Encounters with Evil, Shadow Entities and Beyond. Still working on the BEK. I got a little caught up and sidetracked with another project, but it is coming, and it is coming rapidly approaching, actually. I will see you guys Wednesday night for live intuitive oracle. And yeah, anything else, just email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Whatever you guys need. If you have questions, I would love to answer them. You guys know I'm always here for you. So I think that's about it. Blue Crossroads, yes. I am trying to work that into my schedule today. I should be able to. I've just got a few more things I've got to get done, but we had talked about that yesterday because I saw a few things in my head. Before you had even messaged me that you wanted to talk to me, that you had something to tell me, I was like, oh, I know what it is. And that's when I know, like, I'm close to someone, like even with Steven or like with a lot of you guys, I'll see something in my mind's eye. And then I'll get a message like a day or two later that's like, hey, guess what? I got to tell you something. And I'm like, oh, do I act surprised or do I be like, yeah, I already knew that. But yes, definitely just give me a little time. I've got a few more things I've got to get through. And I got to find out where this girl is to come pick up the cat. Uh-oh. Hopefully she didn't try to call and then I missed it.
That, Mom.
Oh, no. Okay, guys. Mom's calling me. So I'm going to head on out.
You can go. I got a busy
40
day.
minutes ago. All right. Love you guys. Got to call my mom back. Bye-bye.